last one, and this is the critical one, because it is what I believe stops everyone from actually achieving success, right? Because let's say you've achieved, you've identified your outcome, you've, identified your purpose, right? You're going in the right direction, you're taking massive actions, and you're seeing some of these results, you are becoming more aware, things are coming to you, but you hit that first roadblock, right? What do? Do you fail, or do you move on? And when I look at this fifth step, this is what really separates people from the rest, right? And that is changing your approach until that outcome is reached, right? So that means that if you come across to a challenge and it's not working anymore, right? Take a moment, reflect, and say, what do I need to do differently, right? This quote will prevail when it comes to, the mantra for this step, and that is to think about this step in this way: I never lose, I either win or I learn. This is from Nelson Mandela, and I always say this, I always reference it whenever I'm against a challenge of some kind, right? Whether it's, a potential, failure or loss of some kind, looking at it from a different perspective, I always say this: I never lose, I either win or I learn. And it's about really having that perspective, that change in your mindset that really will carry you through. Now, for me, I had set some really big goals in 2019 about, being establishing myself as a serial entrepreneur, a thought leader, a career and life coach. And, at the beginning, those are the outcomes, and I had, no idea how I was going to do it. But because I knew my purpose for each of these things, and I knew the massive actions, and I took those massive actions, and being very aware, right? I was moving towards that direction. But along the way, I experienced a lot of challenge, right? Especially, in the beginning. The first section here, serial entrepreneur, and my outcome was really to try to launch a profitable side business that would earn passive income through affiliate marketing. I decided to choose that as a way to experiment, to really see, could I do this, while also maintaining a job. And, in the beginning, it was extremely difficult because I put up the site, I knew how to take care of all of that, but I wasn't getting any traffic. And I tried one way, right? Creating an article, trying a different way, and nothing would work. And the moment that I realized that I needed to include more imagery to my articles was the flip in the switch that really made things work for me. And that's really what it comes down to, is finding the things that work and finding the things that don't work, right? What doesn't work, you find a different way. What works, you keep doing it, or you find a better way, right? So with serial entrepreneurship, I'm happy to share that I was able to launch and continue to, gain some passive income from Fetch the Moment, which is a site that, again, I created as a way to, get my love for my dogs and my love for travel, bring them together and help more people who also have and share that love, but also have a difficulty with it. And so that is doing extremely well right now. I'm super happy and looking to grow that, looking to expand that to include a bit more. Second thing was, thought leadership. And with thought leadership, the way I wanted to look at it is that I wanted to leave an impact on people's lives, right? And I thought that the best way to do that was by speaking at events and at conferences. I had watched so many people speak and have felt the actual impact on my own life that I wanted to have that same impact on other people's lives. And, in the beginning, reaching out to, product school was my way in, right? I felt that giving back to the product community for what they had given me was the perfect fit. And that's what I had done, and was able to land a speaking gig, if you will, right? The creation of that presentation was incredibly painful because with every version that I did, there was a new iteration, a new version of it. But that was all building that experience, that practice that I needed. So that way, when I came to present, it was flawless. And I was so happy that my friend, Sam, he was able to help me. And we went through, I think, 4 or 5 different iterations. I presented to him that presentation, right? So again, speaking to, change your approach until the desired outcome is achieved. The third is career and life coaching. Now, with this specific area, I was very, very focused and motivated around shaping the next generation of minds through mentorship and coaching, right? You know, as I shared, education is so important to me. I extremely value it, and because I know what it can do for people. The only problem that I've seen is that the education people get isn't always the right type or isn't given to you in the right order. And so I've personally have felt that, I would love to be able to have gotten this in the, when I was learning, and that is just, a more structured style of mentorship and coaching as opposed to just everything everywhere. So with this one in particular, I was extremely happy to, find a group of individuals who were looking to gain some mentorship and some coaching and offer this to them. And I was so happy to know that, now I have a group of over 20 people, but that didn't get to that without the first attempts of, meeting with individuals, trying out my coaching style, getting my mentorship style, on point, to the point where, I had to, create a lot of things for the very first time, right? So this is just a way to showcase that, when you have a goal, when you have an outcome that you want to achieve, and there are challenges your way, with this new mindset, no matter what comes your way, you can achieve great things that you think at the beginning are not possible, right? This is one of the testaments that I hold very, very close to my heart about how, I was able to help someone. And this individual, Lauren, she had attended my first talk and shared with me how the information that I shared with her was something that helped her get a job at Apple as a product analyst. Getting this response back from her, I had this feeling of joy and fulfillment that I had never felt, like that in a long time, where to the point where I wanted to just, do more and gain and give more, right? So it's just something that keeps me pushing forward. Another thing that I'm really, really happy and proud of is being able to, have hosted a series of mentorship calls with many other aspiring product managers or even existing product managers to offer them this type of guidance. And this one in particular, this was, I think, one of my first calls that I had over 100 people across the world. There were about 33 different countries represented in this one call. And I was extremely just, happy that people found it to be very valuable.